Need some excitement. Got nothing going right now.
Hold on.
Oh,
That got you going?
that got me going. What is going on, guys? You guessed it. We are here on the Chippewa Flowage today, and we are musky fishing. If you're getting tired of watching Chippewa Flowage musky fishing videos, I'll probably do some walleye or smallmouth stuff in the near future, but today it is musky fishing. I am out here with fishing guide Pete Rich.
What's going on, guys?
We have a couple of things. We're trolling. We have some of these guys with today, much to my dismay, because all I want to do is troll. But it is a high pressure day. What do we got going on?
Real high pressure, high skies. Fishing's been slow, but still getting some bites lately. You know, and when you get that high pressure, it seems like fish get a little finicky, and I think we're going to try to locate them with trolling, and if they don't bite, go back on them with live bait.
Now, if you haven't been out here for, you know, a month trolling, or 5 months trolling, what you look for a lot, whether muskies eat them or not, I mean, do muskies eat a lot of crappies? Who knows, really?
I don't know. I've never analyzed one's poop.
But when you see a lot of life in an area, whether it's crappies, bluegills, perch, walleyes, whatever, that's an area where life is happening. That's kind of what I say a lot. It's just an area where there's a lot of life going on. Yeah, and whether fish are eating the fish that are there or not, it's just an area where biologically life is happening.
Absolutely.
And those are areas that you want to fish. So a lot of times this time of year, crappies move a ton, and whether they move, I mean, they're obviously nomadic, but they got to be where they have to be biologically, and that's just an area where life's happening. So a lot of times we'll see an area that's just jam-packed full of crappies. Maybe it's in 18 feet of water in a river channel, maybe it's in 11 feet of water on a flat, and those are the areas that you can kind of look at and say, all right, this is going to be a productive area to fish today, and it might change throughout the day, it might stay the same for a week, you never really know. But we're going to use what we see on the graph, the fish we've caught in the last week, and then implement some sucker fishing on those spots where we think there's a high likelihood of being a muskie. All right, well, we've trolled for the better part of about 3 hours now, I'd say. Bait fish looks real scattered, I'd say, for the most part. You know, these fish are, you know, look at the sky. I mean, it's a bluebird sky today. Basically no wind. What's our next plan of attack?
Well, I think we want to try to intercept these fish in what I would consider to be neck down areas. You know, fish this time of year in early mid-October are moving from summer habitat into wintering habitat. So by trying to intercept fish on their migration routes in neck down narrows areas, we're just going to use kind of the topography of the lake to funnel the fish to us and see if we can't go intercept something with some live bait. You know, these bluebird conditions like Tom was talking about, you know, they offer, artificials usually don't work as well. So let's go try to slow down and get something with some live bait this afternoon and see what happens. Okay, all right, guys, so Tom and I have been out trolling this morning. We're going to talk about a whole bunch. The day looks bad. I'm going to show you a really efficient way to go from trolling to sucker fishing to stay active and hunting these fish down and using multiple ways to fish throughout the day. So we've been trolling this Jake here. Now this is a sucker rig I use. Tom's is very similar, slightly different, but we're just using our trolling equipment. This is a Custom X 8-foot heavy trolling rod. St. Croix also makes a great trolling rod that uses well for live bait. So I'm using my trolling leader. I like a heavy 7-strand. Tom likes fluorocarbon. Both work great. About 4 foot on mine. 3 foot works well too. And there's a really quick, efficient way to switch. So here's my weight. I'll put that on a snap. Snaps right up to my barrel swivel.
On top of the leader?
Yes. Weight snapped on. This is a nostril clip you can get, like very similar to Shumway's nostril clip on his quick strike rigs. That's the nostril clip that'll go on the sucker. I have 2 leads then that I just hook directly to the snap. And we're rigged up for suckers.
All right, guys, we just had another pickup here. We're fishing a tight neck down. This fish came up, smoked it, ran, there he's going. Now we're way too far away from this fish to set the hook, so we're actually gonna drive back at him. And when you're deep like this, you can either be basically right on top of them or have them facing away. Either one's gonna work. All right, so what I'm gonna do, get some slack out in the line. I'm gonna thumb the spool with my left hand. I'm gonna drop right down to the water level. Got him. Oh, we are hooked up. That is how that's supposed to work. I don't think he's real big, but I don't think he's too small.
Boy, he's all over the place.
Oh, it's a nice fish. He's actually hooked with both hooks here. So I think we're gonna.
I have no idea if I'm getting this or not.
He's hooked with both hooks, so I think we got him. Swing him on in.
Hey.
There he is. So you can see it's all about angles when you're setting the hook. You don't have to rush into this. You know, obviously you don't want to give them a real lot of time, but you really want to, it's all about bow positioning, which way that fish is moving. You know, if you're in real shallow water, 10 feet and less, you're not going to hit a fish that's right below you. But in deeper water, we're in 22 right now, that fish is straight down. I'm good to set the hook. All right, well, we just got that nice fish in the bag. Even though we gave the fish a decent amount of time because we couldn't tell which way he was going, both those sucker rigs were just inside the corner of his mouth. Hooked exactly like you want him to be hooked. He's a nice chunky one. Here, buddy. There we go. Get that out of there. Nice fat fish. Oh yeah, that's what we're sticking out here in the fall. Real bluebird day. You know, we kind of trolled this morning. Bait fish were real scattered. So what we actually did was we started fishing a lot more of these neck downs, which are the main concentration of bait fish that we saw today. What is he right there?
43, you nailed it.
43 and a half. Nice 43 and a half incher, nice thick beefy fish. We'll take that all fall long. And there he's pooping.
Ah, musky poo, love it.
Well, we're gonna drop him back in the water here. He'll be good to go. Water temps are 57, 56 degrees. You know, the trolling thing is a great way to cover water, find where a lot of these, you know, what areas look good. And today there wasn't a lot that looked good, except for these neck downs. You know, neck downs are always a good fall spot, and you can never go wrong with dragging a sucker on these bluebird days through a lot of these high percentage areas. There he goes. Beauty. Whoa. Back at my house for a quick second. What we forgot to mention is how to rig a sucker. So I'm gonna throw up a video right here of Pete Rich rigging up a sucker on his quick strike rigs. All quick strike rigs are pretty similar in the fact that there's gonna be some attachment either to the nose or to the lip. Some guys use a hook, I use a snap through the lip. Pete uses a nose clip. Some guys use rubber bands. The premise of hooking the hooks on each side of the sucker are going to be the same no matter which rig you use. You rig one lower, one higher. You scrape some scales away while you're rigging it just to make sure that those hooks are going to break out a lot easier on the hook set. The other thing is, regarding the hook set, I didn't really mention it in this video, but when you drop your rod tip, that's what creates that slack and the snap in the line that breaks that sucker off the rig and the hooks into the fish's mouth. So these are just a couple of things that we didn't really mention in the video. Very important when you know, both rigging and fishing suckers. All right, guys, so we are off the water now, headed home. I totally lost my train of thought.
Cut. We caught a muskie.
Yeah, caught a muskie.
We lost a muskie.
We lost a muskie.
That's a good day.
That is a good day. So we fished for about 7 hours today, 6.5 hours. You know, the day started off, we were doing trolling, covering a lot of water, which I love to do, Pete loves to do. Covering water is always good, we both love to troll. But things just didn't look good. You know, we started, you know, high pressure day. Bait fish were just all scattered on a lot of our you know, favorite trolling runs. Things just didn't look good. So we switched over, did some sucker fishing, and it's not just like you're aimlessly sucker fishing. You know, you're picking areas. We picked big transition areas. The other thing we did, which you know, we didn't mention in the video till now, is that we actually started sucker fishing right at moonset. You know, trolling's a great way to cover water, put your bait in front of a ton of fish. But when you know you're in front of fish, you know, and finessing them a little more with suckers, it's always good to be smart with something like that, especially when you know you're around them, like in a lot of these neck down or funnel areas like we did today.
Absolutely, and that was exactly the plan. You know, where I ended up losing a really big fish, and our plan was to be in that specific neck down at moonset. That fish hit 5 minutes within moonset, and like Tom said, I think the key on a tough day is knowing your windows, planning your windows. We covered water, we looked for the bait, and like Tom said, it just didn't look good. So we took that moon window, said, all right, if something's gonna go, it's gonna happen now, let's finesse them. And I got bit, missed the fish, Tom got bit, nice one on the boat.
And one more thing, if you guys have not already, I'm gonna need you to subscribe to this channel, watch any number of these 3 videos, and absolutely stay tuned for more.